Good evening, everybody. Just a beautiful evening. Came outside here, grabbed some stuff from the van a minute, and uh, you can just hear all the wildlife all around. I don't know if you can pick it up with the phone, but the birds are just singing. It stopped raining finally. It's been drizzling all day pretty well, and it stopped doing that now. And it's just wonderful. The peepers are just singing their songs like crazy, and there's birds all over. Anissa and I walked back into here ways. You get through these 6, 8 foot tall trees here, and you get farther down to where these evergreen line starts. It kind of levels off, and it's almost like a little grassier plain. There's more grass and there's less trees, less of the scrubby trees, so you can walk a lot easier. Lots of evidence of moose down there, so that'll be really cool. I'm going to put the game camera in there tomorrow, I think. See what we can see walking through there. But when you're down there, it's just totally peaceful. That's all you hear is this birds chirping, and just wonderful to be out in the nature here. The only drawback, I'm starting to hear some skitters buzzing too. I've killed a few already, so they're going to come out in force here, I imagine, pretty soon. And I don't think we're going to enjoy that very much. But we'll make the best of it. Our ducks are loving it. They're down on the hole. Oh, it's beautiful. You just sit out here all evening and listen to that. Very, very, very nice. Pretty sounds. God's beautiful creation all around. Duckies are still enjoying it down here in the hole. And splishing and splashing in there all day. And just having a hoot. I have to wonder what they're eating down there, eh? They stick their bills down in the muck there, and then just, if you hear them doing that. Hey, they just kind of splash around in the mud there. So I don't know if they're eating like little shoots of plants or something, or if it's bugs, or if maybe it's just after the mud that they're after. I'm not sure. But beautiful sounds coming out of here. We'll leave you with those sounds today, and encourage you all, if you're allowed, if you're able, get outside, enjoy it. It's beautiful. Spring is in the air, and it's just wonderful. Again, it just makes me marvel all the time how anyone could ever believe that this just happened by itself, you know? All you have to do is look around you everywhere. There's so much evidence of a divine creator. It's beautiful. All these different sounds and singing. Reading the Bible tonight too, and it talks about how nature itself, right? It just sings praises. The trees sing, their praises, and the field sings their praises. And the seas roaring, and it's all music to God, praise to God. It's beautiful. Good morning, folks. If it's not one thing, it's another. We are getting ready for hogs, actually. clearing out a spot here. We're surrounded kind of, here's some nice, probably usable stuff here. And then there's lots of brush piles. This here in the middle is kind of a cleared out spot. There was less stuff in it, and then there's more brush piles. And so this cleared out spot, I'm going to get ready to put up some gates where I can house them when I first bring them here. And then from there up onto that ridge, let's see here. Keep in mind I'm looking backwards, so I might be pointing in the wrong spot. But anyway, if you go up here, there's kind of a nice flat section, and we're going to fence them in there. We'll put up electric netting, and from there we can get down into the lowlands. That was kind of the trick as to how to get them down lower. That's where we want them. So anyway, that's what we're working on right now. I'm clearing this piece out with the tractor. There's some really big logs down below here. Yeah, trying to smooth it out a bit. Excuse me. So we can put up our green gates that we have and make kind of a more like a good enclosure for the nighttime, again, for the wolf and coyote. I haven't seen any yet. The kids thought they saw coyotes the other day, but if we bring them up close to the house here, the wiener pigs, and we can feed them up here as well then, just to keep them protected, and then during the day we'll let them out in pasture and start that process. We would like to start raising pork again and marketing that, sausage and bacon and all your other cuts, pork chops, whatever, at the market this summer. So we're wanting to get started on that now. We're also hoping to put in a vegetable garden there yet. Basically, we've got permission to, within decency or whatever, raise whatever we want here. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get that ready right now. I would like to clear out a spot so I can start raising some calves over here as well. And of course, we're still looking for our own land, and once we find that, I got an itchy nose, sorry. Once we find our own land, then we'll transfer everything over there. But right now, at least we can get started, because even once we find a piece, there's going to be a 4, 5, 6 week, whatever it is, time period while we wait for all the legalities and the paperwork and such. And we don't want to miss out on any opportunities there. So if we can get started here, that'd be great. So anyway, that's what we're working on, and I'll take some footage as we go on with that. Tomorrow I'm hoping to head down to pick up some pigs, as well as some more ducks, some good egg-laying ducks. We're hoping to get some of those picked up as well, and we'll put them in with our ducks. We might have to increase the size of that pen. Right now it's good, but I don't want it to turn to a big mud bath down there either. So.
That's...
Should have got some baler twine from them. Yep. Oh yeah.
A white dog in the spring is not the best idea. Hello,
Okay,
Shasta.
This would be a spot where I'd want to back in and load them though. So we'd want to be able to open this probably, which is fine.
We can load them into there, Papa.
From that side, yeah, maybe that'll work, eh?
Okay. Shasta, what are you eating?
New dog pen.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Enough room in here for 10 little figures.
What exactly are you doing?
Building a, I don't know what you want to call it, plywood box for the back of my van. We used to buy calves that way, and from farmers we could truck them home. So this one here is for the pigs. It'll be an 8-foot by 4-foot box. I could just slide in the back of the van, keeps the van clean, and the manure contained to the box. And so we can pick up pigs with it tomorrow, and I will also use it to pick up calves and whatever else for market or to market or wherever we're going.
Cool.
And then the trailer's on because we're going to pick up a gravity wagon for corn. You can use it for anything else, but right now I need it for corn for the hogs. And we got the chicken crates over here. 2 of them are ours, and we're borrowing 6 so we can pick up more ducks. Buying a bunch of egg layer ducks that we hope to be able to sell duck eggs. That's what we're doing. Just like that. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to fit yet.
No.
Hey?
No. You have this?
Yeah. Shove it over. No more, yeah. Okay, now you look on the other side.
You might be
We might have
hooked.
to cut.
Might be hooked on the mat in the bottom.
No, it's hooked in the...
No, it has to move over a bit more, eh? So we'll cut that side a bit shorter. That's fine. Not sure how much. A couple more inches. Grab the battery out of that drill box. Oh, yeah, this one's right there. Off-grid problems! Sound good?
I got the power!
No problem. Okay, we gotta come out a little more, bud. Pick that side up. Hold it. Just like I'm doing. Hold for it. Okay, now we need to cut that. There's no screw in there. gonna do here, buddy? This is gonna get interesting. Close. Wunderbar. Let's start. Easier said than done, big guy. Okay. Wow, that's good. I just got to trim these corners. Okay, we're going to back that up again. My way. 1, 2, 3, push. Push like you mean it. Ah, yeah, it'll work. Door.
You say you have pile room up here.
Yeah, that's for the crates. We got to put 6 crates in there, or 8 crates in there. Alright, all done for now, just about supper time. So to recap, I am putting the oh, looks like I got the trailer lights on. Yeah, I better shut them off. But I'm going to put a gravity bin on here. I'll show that tomorrow if you don't know what one of those is. Basically, it's just a wagon I can put corn in or any kind of grain, and it has a sloped bottom, so it'll just slide out on its own, and then a door that has a big wheel on it that you can open and close the door. So it'll be really great for storing some feed here. I like buying things in bulk, not in bag. You pay a lot extra when you're buying a bag. As an example, I was buying oats for a little while out west before I could source it bulk, and by the bag it worked out to about $780 a ton, whereas I could buy the oats by the ton for about $180. So significant difference. And that's where they get you, by paying by the bag. So I'd rather not do that. It makes it a lot cheaper. Now, typically we don't like to raise our hogs with a lot of grain, and preferably not corn, I guess. Most corns are GMO'd. We like to stay away from that as much as possible, but it does give you a quick gain, and I'm not sure how well they will do on this. They're also coming out of a commercial barn where they are being fed grain, so we're just going to carry that on here for now. We'll soak the corn and feed it to them. So the plan is to start them in here. I'm going to bring 10 in here, but then we are planning on putting fencing out behind here, and we will rotate them through the pastures here, let them knock down the trees, and there's lots of grasses actually growing up in between the trees too, so we'll probably show some more of that as we begin fencing it. So gravity bin, the 10 hogs, or 10 piglets I'm picking up. They had also talked to the people that were staying at. They had talked to me also about maybe bringing some to their place and putting them in the garden. They're excellent at tilling up the garden and just loosening up all that dirt. So we might bring 5 of them there and the other 5 here. We'll see how that goes. I also got crates here. We've loaded them all up in the front. We're in the middle. We got all these crates and stacked up. Easily enough room there to pick up 50 ducks and be a couple of drakes, and the rest will be hens, hopefully. And we will bring them back here as well. And we're hoping to start more on the egg end of things. We have sold eggs before, mostly fertilized eggs, from our ruined ducks. But now we're going to get into these khaki camels. They are a real egg-laying duck, and duck eggs actually fetch a decent dollar. So we're hoping to get into that. We'll see how it goes anyway at farmers market and stuff like that here. And the pigs also, that is also gearing up for farmers market, as well as I'm hoping to probably in this area here in front of the little cattle trailer here, I'll probably build a few calf hutches and we'll get a few calves started on milk, and then eventually we're hoping to find our own place and have some room, and then we'll be running them on pasture. We like to primarily stick to, as much as possible, a pasture based system. So we did find when we did hogs in the past, we had Berkshire hogs who did very well on the pasture, but a little bit of grain just sped the process up a bit. It takes a long time to get one fat on strictly pasture, but that's basically all we did there. That's when we had the dairy, the goat dairy. Any spilled grain, any leftover grain, anything that was kind of no longer fit for the goats to eat, we would sweep up, scrape up, shovel up, and feed to the hogs. It was great just to clean up any excess. Before that, it all went into manure pile and just seemed so wasteful. So, and also all of our leftover haylage, we threw that over the fence, and the hogs, as well as the few cows that we had, gobbled that up and picked through it. So it's kind of a recycling program that creates food at the same time. So anyway, that's what we're up to. I see the suppers being served on the picnic table. We are having dinner outside tonight, and I'm looking forward to that. I got a real hunger gnawing at my belly, so we're going to call her quits. We will see you all again tomorrow, and hope you have a great night.